So welcome to the book Looking for Pythagoras and Connected Math series, and this is the first lesson or problem 1.1 for the book Looking for Pythagoras. And in this video lesson, all I want to do is make sure you understand how to find the location of a coordinate on the coordinate grid. So we're going to start with, this is a map of the town of Euclid, and it's laid out on what's called a coordinate plane. And the coordinate plane is basically two number lines. There's a horizontal number line that is called the x-axis. So we have the x-axis with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 0, -1, 2, -3, -4. So we have one horizontal number line. And we also have a vertical number line, which is called the y-axis. And so we have a vertical number line, again numbered from 0 to 5 and then 0 down to -5. These are negative numbers. They don't show up very well because the negatives are right on the line. So put those negatives in there. So we can see that a coordinate grid is really laid out like a map, and most towns are laid out using a coordinate grid of some sort, using streets names instead of numbers. So this is a very simplified version of that. So if we want to find the location of any point on here, we can using this coordinate system. And the idea of a coordinate is two numbers, a coordinate. This is really called the coordinate plane. So we have coordinates. So if I want to find the location of something, for instance, like the gas station, then I need to have two numbers to do it. I need an x value, so I go to the 4, and then I would go up 4, and so the coordinate for the gas station would be 4, 4, and you write it as a pair, an ordered pair it's called, and they are in order from the x to the y value. So the x always comes first, and the y comes second. In the case of the gas station, because they're both 4s, you wouldn't really know which one is x and which one is y. But in the case of other locations, for example, if I were to go to the animal shelter, we have to go to the 6 and then down to the 2, and so over 6 and down 2 gives us the location of the animal shelter. So its coordinates are 6, -2. That's where it's located on this map. Now if I were to say -2, 6 in that order, then that would be a different location. That would actually be over here and up off of our map. So the order matters. The x value is always first and the y value is always second. In a coordinate, we have an x and then a y. So I can locate any point on the coordinate plane by using these two numbers or a pair of numbers. If I only use one number, I can't find a specific location. So if I wanted to go, for instance, to now the stadium and find the location of the stadium. So again, I'm going to always start with the horizontal line, the x line, and I go over 2, so it's -2 in that direction, and then up to 3. So I can give it the coordinate -2, 3, and those are the coordinates of the stadium, and I can do that with any location on the map. City Hall is actually at the place we call the origin, where the value is 0, 0 for x and y. They're both at 0. A place like the greenhouse, I would go -6 on the x direction, but y I don't go up or down at all, so y is actually at 0. And so this is actually on the x-axis, so it doesn't go up or down at all on the y, and so one of its coordinates is actually 0. The police station is a similar situation where in the police station you don't go left or right, you just go straight down. So there's no change in x. I don't need to go left or right at all. So its x coordinate is 0 and its y coordinate is -4. And so once again, we have one of the coordinates is a 0 because we don't move in either direction from the origin in order to get to it. A couple other spots on here, we'll go ahead and find them all since we're using this as practice to find coordinates. So if I go over to the art museum now, over here I have to go over 6 and then up 1 to have my x is 6 and y is 1. So you see the x is 6 and the y is 1 for the coordinates for the art museum. So we use those pairs in order, so an ordered pair, x first, then y second. Or the cemetery, which again we would do the x first, go over 3, and then down 4. So over 3, down 4 gives us a coordinate or ordered pair for the cemetery. And finally, one last location on our map, the hospital. To get to the hospital, again, if we use the x coordinate first, which we always should, we're going to go -6 and then -4. And you can see from our coordinates that things that are over in this area are both negative coordinates. Things that are in this area up here are the x is negative and the y is positive. In this quadrant, we call it, they're actually called quadrants, they're both positive, and in this quadrant down here we have a positive x and a negative y. And that comes into play later on when we start talking about the different regions of the coordinate plane and the types of coordinates you get with that. So that's a basic refresher on coordinates and how to find a coordinate on the coordinate plane. At some point then we're going to start looking at how far apart these coordinates are from each other, and so it's helpful to be able to locate them to begin with, so I know that the location of each coordinate or each spot on the map has a pair, an ordered pair, that I can use to represent it. And that's really just getting us started on looking for Pythagoras, problem 1.1.